Welcome to The Power Within, the channel where we dive deep into the minds of the relentless, the disciplined, the unstoppable. If you're searching for motivation, you're in the wrong place. But if you're ready for transformation, welcome home. This is not just another video. This is a mental blueprint for the few who dare to rise. This is inside the mind of a winner. Different kinds of athletes in this world. Some show up, do the bare minimum, and leave. They're not lazy. They just exist in a space of average. They live in the zone of good enough. They fulfill expectations but never challenge them. These are the ones who punch the clock and check the boxes. Reliable, predictable, and forgettable. Then there are those who show up to compete. They want to be the best in their group, the top performer among peers. They train, they sweat, they push, but only within limits. They strive for the medal, for the applause, for the recognition. They don't aim to transcend the game. They aim to beat someone else's best, not to become their own greatest version. But then, there's a rare breed. The ones who train not just to win, but to dominate, to control the game, to bend reality in their favor through relentless discipline. These are the warriors, the ones who show up every single day, every single session, with fire in their eyes and thunder in their soul. They don't hope to win. They make winning inevitable. They don't compete against others. They compete against their former selves. Every day, they wage war with the voice inside that says, "Take it easy." And every day, they crush it. Victory, for them, is not a goal, it's a byproduct. These are the few, the elite, the uncommon among the uncommon. And they live with a mindset that is forged in pressure and sharpened by sacrifice. Coach Bill from Manchester said it best. You've got to know what you want. You've got to want it badly, and you've got to be willing to suffer for it. 3 questions that can define your destiny. What do you want? How badly do you want it? How much are you willing to suffer? Most people never get past the first question. They don't know what they want from life. They wake up, go through the motions, survive the day, and call it living. But they've never sat down and asked the question, who am I becoming? What is the story I'm writing? You are the author of your life. Every day you write a page. Every decision is a sentence. Every habit is a plot twist. So ask yourself, when it's all over, when your story is finished, what do you want that final chapter to say? If your answer is, I want to be the best, then prepare for the price. Because the best pay the highest cost. The best train longer. They sacrifice more. They sleep less. They say no to comfort, no to distractions, no to mediocrity. They carry more pressure. They endure more losses. But they rise higher, and they rise again. Greatness isn't born. It's built in silence, in the dark, away from the spotlight. I've trained world champions, Olympic medalists, and you know what they all have in common? They suffer. They suffer willingly. They embrace the pain because pain is the price for glory. They trade convenience for commitment. They trade weekends for workouts. They trade sleep for sweat. They sacrifice what is easy to gain what is eternal. Every morning, I wake up and say to myself, don't let the old man in. Because life doesn't ask for permission. It demands a choice. I have Parkinson's. Getting out of bed is a battle. Getting dressed is a challenge. But every morning, I have a decision to make. Will I fight today? Or will I surrender? And every day, I choose to fight. Because genetics deals the cards, but you play the hand. You don't control where you start, but you decide where you go. There are 1,000 excuses, and not a single reason. When I coached the Bristol Bears, I told them, when you step into the challenge zone, every excuse will come alive to drag you back into your comfort zone. I'm tired. It's too hard. I'm not good enough. No one believes in me. Those are the voices of the victim. But you were not born to be a victim. You were born to be a warrior. And the battlefield is your mindset. To fight back, every time. Not with anger, but with purpose. Look in the mirror and ask, am I making excuses or am I making history? Because you cannot do both. Winners don't wait for life to get easier. They get stronger. They train when it hurts. They push when it's tough. They rise when they fall. They reject the comfort of average and embrace the chaos of growth. They rewrite the story the world tried to assign them. They do not inherit greatness. They forge it. And the forge is built from fire, from pressure, from pain. So if you want to win, stop negotiating with your dreams. Stop asking for an easier path. And start demanding more from yourself. Because inside the mind of a winner, there is no backup plan. There is no plan B. There is only forward. There is only now. There is only whatever it takes. This is not about motivation. This is about transformation. The moment you decide to rise, you're already halfway there. So rise, bleed, sweat, sacrifice. And when it's all said and done, and you look in the mirror, you won't just see someone who tried. You'll see someone who became. You'll see a winner. Let me tell you something most people don't understand. Talent is not enough. Talent can give you a head start, but it can't carry you across the finish line. Attitude does that. Some of the greatest players in the Premier League aren't the most genetically gifted. They're not built like machines, but they've got something more powerful. They've got attitude. And attitude, that's free. That's available to everyone. You may not be born with speed. You may not have height, but you can choose your mindset. You can sharpen your focus. You can grind when no one's watching. That's what separates the contenders from the champions. Anyone can have attitude, but few choose it every single day. You want to know the hardest part of building a team? It's not training. It's not tactics. It's getting talented individuals to work together. Because talent without cohesion is chaos. You can have 10 stars, but if they don't align, they'll burn each other out. With a national team, we don't have months. We don't have years. We have days to build chemistry. I had 5 days in Los Angeles to mold a group of individuals into one unit. And you know what? We did it. We came together. We executed. And we became a force. That's not luck. That's culture. That's leadership. That's mindset. Fast decisions. Quick transitions. Full commitment. That's what makes a team click. You control your thoughts. You control your choices. So control your attitude. You can wake up any day and decide, today I bring the fire. That's the power of will. That's the power within. You want another example? Let's talk basketball. We won the gold medal in the Commonwealth Games, England's first ever in basketball. You know why we won? Discipline, unity, vision. When New Zealand was arguing with referees during a timeout, we were locked in. We were in a huddle, focused, planning our next move. Because winners don't argue. Winners prepare. Discipline. That's the game at this level. People love race day, the spotlight, the roar of the crowd, the cameras flashing, family watching. But they don't see what really makes champions. They don't see the 6 a.m. wake-ups, the lonely gym, the sweat-soaked shirts, the aching joints, the battles in silence. Race day is just the result. Greatness is forged in solitude. There's the physical, speed, strength, stamina, nutrition, sleep, health, that's your engine. There's the technical, skill, accuracy, execution. Then there's the tactical, game IQ, positioning, adaptability, awareness. But above all, there's the mental. That shift from comfort in the locker room to laser focus in the tunnel before the game. That breath before stepping onto the field. That belief when the pressure hits. Mindset isn't just a tool, it's your weapon. England came into the tournament as underdogs. Nobody believed in us. But guess what? We love being underestimated. It's fuel, it's fire. We don't need applause, we need opportunity. And we took it. This is just the beginning. If you teach athletes to avoid the victim mentality, if you train them to lean into the fight, to switch from fear to fire, you don't just build better players. You build champions. You build warriors. And that's what we do here. Inside the mind of a winner. Let's go even deeper. Because discipline isn't something you turn on during game time. Discipline is who you are in the dark when no one is watching. It's waking up before the sun, hitting the gym while others sleep, making the right choice 1,000 times over, when it would be easier to quit just once. You see, attitude isn't a spark. It's a flame you must protect every single day. Life, people, pressure, they'll all try to extinguish it. But a winner guards that flame like it's sacred. Because it is. It doesn't matter if you're not the tallest, the fastest, or the most genetically gifted. The world is filled with people who were born with every advantage and wasted it. But those who rise, they rise not because of what they were given, but because of what they refused to give up. Some players walk onto the pitch with confidence that looks like arrogance. But real confidence? Real confidence is silent. It's built from thousands of private victories. It's forged in silence and revealed in the roar of the moment. Let's talk about pressure. Most people run from it. Winners run toward it. Pressure doesn't break a champion. It reveals one. You only know what you're made of when the stakes are high and the margin for error is zero. I remember coaching my national squad with just 5 days to prepare. That's not a challenge. That's an opportunity. A test. Because pressure doesn't kill performance. It clarifies it. It strips away the fluff and shows you what's real. And what's real is mindset. Everything is on the line. It's not the talent that shows up. It's not the fancy footwork. It's not the medals or the stats. It's belief. Belief that says, I belong here. Belief that whispers, I've prepared for this. Belief that roars, let's go. Now hear me on this. Mindset is your most valuable asset. More than money, more than fame, more than luck. Because mindset, that's permanent. That's yours. And no one, no coach, no critic, no opponent can take it away from you. The problem is, most people live like prisoners in their own minds. They are trapped by doubt, by fear, by what others say they can't do. And over time, that noise becomes their truth. But winners? Winners reprogram the noise. They turn I can't into why not me? They turn I'm afraid into I'm ready. They turn pain into fuel. And they don't wait for ideal conditions. They perform in chaos. Let's get tactical for a second. Physical fitness gets you in the game. Technical skill keeps you sharp. Tactical knowledge gives you options. But mental toughness? That's what makes you unbeatable. You've got to study your opponent, yes. You've got to know the playbook, of course. But above all, you have to know yourself. Because the real opponent is inside. The one telling you to slow down, to take the day off, to settle. The mind of a winner never settles. Let me take you into the tunnel before the match. The silence, the breath, the heartbeat in your ears. That's not anxiety. That's your spirit sharpening. That's your instincts preparing. And when the whistle blows, the question isn't, are you ready? The question is, did you prepare like a champion when no one was watching? Because that's where games are won, in the quiet, in the repetition, in the boredom of greatness. No one claps for the 6 a.m. run. No one cheers for eating clean when others indulge. No one hands out trophies for staying focused when distractions are everywhere.
It's exactly where greatness is built. Let's not sugarcoat it. This journey will test you. It will ask you to sacrifice weekends, to miss parties, to train through pain, to silence doubt, to carry failure on your shoulders and keep moving. You will lose friends. You will outgrow your old self. You will become unfamiliar even to those who once knew you best. But that's the price of evolution. Because you're not becoming like everyone else. You're becoming a winner. Winners understand this truth. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. They understand that average is crowded, but greatness is lonely, and they still choose the summit. So the next time life hits you hard, and remember who you are. You are not here to be liked. You are not here to be understood. You are here to win. And winning, real winning, is built on brutal honesty. It's looking yourself in the mirror and saying, I didn't give it my all today, but I will tomorrow. It's holding yourself accountable when no one's watching. It's showing up even when motivation is gone. Whether you're in a stadium or an office, whether you're running marathons or chasing dreams, make the commitment to show up with energy, clarity, and purpose. Because inside the mind of a winner, every choice matters. Every detail counts. Every step builds momentum, and every small win becomes the foundation of a legendary life. So whether you're in a stadium or an office, whether you're running marathons or chasing dreams, make the commitment to show up with energy, clarity, and purpose. Because inside the mind of a winner, every choice matters, every detail counts, every step builds momentum, and every small win becomes the foundation of a legendary life. This is where your journey begins. If this video lit something inside you, don't let that fire fade. Stoke it, feed it, use it. Because the world doesn't need more spectators. It needs more warriors, more leaders, more creators, more people like you with the courage to take action. So here's your next step. Subscribe to The Power Within for more deep dive videos like this. Because your growth deserves consistency. Share this video with someone who's ready to step into their greatness, because winners uplift others. Comment below your biggest takeaway or commitment. You never know who you'll inspire. And above all, remember this: you don't need permission to become the person you were meant to be. You just need a decision. So make it. Right here, right now. Don't just watch power, become it. This is the power within, and you were born to win. We talked earlier about building better athletes, but there's something even more powerful: building better people. Because at the end of the day, trophies fade, records get broken, accolades gather dust, but the person you become in pursuit of those things, that stays with you forever. What's the real win? It's not standing on a podium. It's being able to write your own story, one that's bold, authentic, positive, and productive. That's the real medal. That's the real legacy. In our team meeting before the final match, I told the players, we're going to give it our best shot. Not because we were certain we'd win, but because that's what winners do. We show up, we prepare, and we swing with everything we've got. It's a bit like Rocky. First movie, second, third. He wasn't always the biggest, not the fastest, but he showed up, he trained, he took hit after hit, and kept getting up. That's the essence of life. You don't always know how the fight ends, but you step in that ring anyway, and you go the distance. So when people ask me, were you confident you'd win it? I say I gave it my best shot, because there's no shame in falling short when you've gone all in. The only shame is holding back when you had more to give. Final? It wasn't just a game. It was a culmination of every decision, every sacrifice, every ounce of grit poured into weeks, months, years of preparation. And win or lose, The moment becomes meaningful when it reflects your full effort. You see, high performance isn't about guarantees, it's about commitment. Now let's pivot to something equally vital for winners: health. If you're like me, or like millions of driven, busy people around the world, sometimes your schedule doesn't allow for gourmet meals and perfect nutrition. But here's the thing: performance is built on the foundation of health. That's where smart nutrition comes in. Just like training your mind or sharpening your skills, fueling your body with intention is part of the winning formula. Health isn't just for athletes, it's for CEOs, parents, teachers, builders, dreamers. Because if your energy is drained, your mind gets foggy. Your discipline weakens and your goals start slipping. So you've got to find tools that support your journey. Whether it's a performance shake, a supplement, or a daily routine that locks in 26 vital nutrients, consistency beats complexity. You don't need perfection, you need progress. And progress is about systems, habits, routines that take the guesswork out of greatness. People like Idris Elba, Stephen Bartlett, or the ultra-endurance runner who crossed Africa, they don't rely on luck, they rely on preparation, on systems that support their success, even when the grind gets messy. They don't eat perfect meals every time. They find what works and they stick to it. Because here's a truth bomb. If you want to perform like a winner, you've got to recover like one, fuel like one, live like one. So the next time you skip a meal, ignore sleep, or choose chaos over structure, pause. Ask yourself, is this helping me write a better story? Winners make decisions that align with their future, not just their mood. And when you stack enough of those decisions, you don't just change your day, you change your destiny.